lowered the volume. So, let us... First, let me start off by saying, if anyone did watch the previous video, you probably understand why I said I was super fucking uncomfortable. Because it was like I had watched videos of what the content was going to be prior to it. But I did not know it was actually going to be that fucking intense, and it was horrible. So again, I'm sorry to anyone who may have been offended by anything in the last video. I will gladly delete it if you want it. Otherwise, we're going to start very soon. I'm going to queue it up very soon. We're going to get into the game. But let me just start off by saying, welcome to the stream. My name is Zyrock, your friendly half-dragon director. I have next to me a delicious Mountain Dew amp. I don't have a problem with amp. I love amp. Amp was my shit back in university. I hate that Mountain Dew now has the label on it because it makes me feel like I'm a fucking sellout. But then again, this is my equivalent of liquid cocaine. It's something delicious and addictive, and you should never have to depend on it as much. But can't get enough of that vitamin B and that caffeine, baby. Yeah, let's go it. Anyway, going to turn up the audio for the game just a smidge. We're going to be playing through Night in the Woods like every stream. So, yeah. I'm not going to bother with a recap. Everybody knows it. So let's try and make this the slightly less awkward playthrough. Let's see what's on our computer screen. Okay, Gregory. Happy Halloween, dude. Get spooked or something. Love you, Greg. Angus, what do you got to say in your away message? Angus doesn't have an away. Yep, Casey's. All right, Beatrice. Honestly, I really do wish this was kind of like Life is Strange. We could have ended off the last episode with some raunchy action with Beatrice. Who knows? Away message. Annual Harfest play tonight at the Old Pickaxe. Come out and see the haunted history of Possum Springs. This one I'm actually excited to do because the content I saw for this that wasn't in the original build of the game that I saw in the playthrough I watched years ago has a lot of carnival games and stuff. And I believe it's not cut content. I've definitely grown quite a bit since then. A little bit taller. A regular bit wider. Granddad said I was sturdy. Screw it, I am sturdy. Yeah, you know, man, we all get a little bit taller, a little bit. We all get a little bit taller, a little bit baller. Hey! Here we go. So now to get this old tooth, which I think is how we get Grandpa's scene later on. Oh, wait. I know how to open this. Left 45, right 100, left 22, left 90, right 15. Okay, so I don't know how a lot of old combination locks work, but I don't think you can go left twice. Granddad put a tooth in a safe in the basement. Well, never know when you might need an extra tooth. You and me too, we're going far. I'll take it. So for some reason, my first thought was, is this tooth actually a tooth? Like, is it a real tooth or is it maybe like a gold tooth? And Granddad just put it down here for safekeeping, like as a little nest egg, as the value of that gold tooth would probably go up. But then I thought, why would Granddad have a gold tooth? And it looks like a molar, too. I don't know, anyone with dental knowledge, tell me, is that a molar or bicuspid? Who knows? And then it's like, yeah. Like, why does Granddad have a tooth? Hey, trash bird. We're gonna eat you. Aww. I just noticed. Candy when she was pregnant with May. And there he is. The family photos are cool. Let's go talk to our mom and see if maybe she can help us with our emotional dilemma. Hey, Mom. You okay? What up, Mizzo Mama? Nothing wrong. You're lying. So, honey, do you feel like talking about school yet? Honestly, me, I would be like, yeah. So what's the story? I just felt like it wasn't where I should be. Where you... Oh, okay, yeah, and this is still from the original build, too. So, quick thing. I've had this type of conversation with my parents before. I didn't drop out, but they were trying to convince me to take like a year or something off because I was super stressed and I was practically driving myself fucking insane at university. And they were trying to convince me to take a year off, and I'm like, this is where this is where I belong, this is where I need to be. And they were trying to convince me that it's good to want to be hyper focused on like your education and everything. But when you focus too much on something like that, you start losing sight of why you came in the first place. Some people go to university to get smarter for the sake of being smarter. Some people go to get so they just graduate with a degree in general studies. They never specified the degree. Some people go to gain specific knowledge on a vocation they want to undergo. So people go for a degree, like I did. I went for engineering, graduated with communications because of reasons. I think I talked about it in previous videos. And some people just go because they believe it's what they're supposed to do. Once you get out of high school, you're supposed to get into college. You're supposed to either get a scholarship and get into college, or you're supposed to find a way to pay your way through. You're supposed to go. But when they get there, after that, it's like, what do you do? I knew a lot of people who tried living the college experience like they saw in like the Van Wilder movies. It's like parties every week, drinking like crazy, coming to class later, talking shit to the teachers, or talking shit to the professors, just being real assholes about it. And I'm like, you know what? That's how you want to live your college life. You live it the way you want to live it. Just don't break the law, obviously, don't rape anybody, don't kill anybody, don't convince anyone to blow their brains out. This introspective moment brought to you by Original Flavored Amp. Love it. But yeah, I've had this conversation before, and I side with May on this one. College, university, college, all of it, it's stressful. And Candy, she's not wrong either. As a parent, it would probably be very stressing, especially when we find out the factors surrounding this decision for her to even go to university. Which, by the way, personally, I disagree with the reason why they sent May to university in the first place. I believe that's the wrong move to make for certain people, and we'll find it out later. I'm not going to spoil everything, but this game is already kind of old, so but I still want to keep some of the mystique there. But remember this conversation for later. The first Borowski to go to... this is another thing. May's been told that she's the first member of her entire family, or maybe of this particular branch of the Borowskis, to ever go to college. And for a lot of people, that's a big deal. Because university is not for everyone. It's not easy to obtain. Community colleges, even though they're less expensive, are still equally as hard to get into sometimes. Vocational schools are hard to get into. They're hard to get into. And unless you're one of those people who grew up in like the private education system, like private elementary, private kindergarten, private middle schools, the prep, what can be called is the prep district, the prep school district, where you have a guaranteed spot in the next level up as long as you maintain certain things. It's not a guarantee after high school that you're going to get into university. There are people who manage to easily get into universities that are religiously affiliated. Like if you are in the religious education district, you go from a all-Christian kindergarten and elementary to all-Christian middle, all-Christian high, and then finally all-Christian U. And then you can loop back around for all-Christian U2, Electric Boogaloo, for your grad degree. But that's equally as hard to maintain. And, but it's a lot of pressure when you get told you're the first one to go to college, because then it feels like you're pushing it on your kid. And I'm not saying that, that May's parents are doing a bad thing by wanting that for their daughter. There's probably a lot of families that want their kid to be the first to do something. But again, you have to be very careful as a parent that what you're trying to help your kid achieve is really what they want to do. Because there are people who just don't want to go to university. I knew a lot of people who didn't want to go. They were forced to go because their families told them that this is what they have to do. This is what they are meant to do. They're the first ones in the family to go to university. They're the first ones to go to university and graduate with a degree. They're the first ones to get a grad degree. You know, they're the first of the first. That's a lot of pressure. And here's the fun thing. You can go to university at any age. I am currently in grad school with people who have grandchildren who are way older than me. I went to university and there were people who were old enough to be my professors sitting in the classrooms learning from the same people. There were people who were back there for their second or third degree because they're just racking up them motherfuckers. They make enough of their amazing jobs they got to afford to pay their way through, and they can take it at their own pace. But you can't put so much pressure on somebody like this. Now, some people out there might disagree with me and say, no. If it's important to the family, you know, it should be important to her, you know? She shouldn't have abandoned it. But there's a reason she abandoned it, and frankly, I agree with why she left. And I disagree with Candy as to why they sent her there in the first place. Well, honey, we've been planning for it since you were born. Spent a good 18 years and got into all kinds of trouble just for you to decide you'd rather be here. Might as well have taken all that effort and money and worry and dumped it in a hole. Remember that. Are you having one of your mood swings again? So May isn't in the wrong. She's a person trying. Again, you're gonna understand why May is the way she is later on in the game. But just so you know, from my personal standpoint, because May is actually very relatable to me, I can understand her, and I'm actually on her side in this. You cannot force your own morals and your own, you know, perceived values on another person, especially your fucking kids, and expect them to uphold them. Because in the moment your kid steps out of line, your anger isn't at them, it's at yourself. It's one thing if you literally could not leave, like if you were born in a time period where someone, say, of your particular, again, the implication is that her family, her mother and her father came over from another country, you know, they're immigrants, and May was born on American soil. Again, we're just assuming that this is like supposed to be a representation of America because of the way Beatrice talks and everything. You know, the way Beatrice references everything, so whatever, you know. So, you know, it probably took a lot of effort to get here, and it took a lot of effort to make things work. And depending on what time period it was, you know, the fact that her father was able to work like 4 different jobs that honestly in a small town would be probably the highest paying jobs, especially for immigrant workers who would be purposely given more hours, at, I would assume, a lesser wage. There were some states that did pay them fair, equal wages, but they had them work more hours. Because it's like, well, they're faster, they're stronger, they can just work the extra hours, you know, fuck them kids. You know, they don't get to see their parents. But, you know, the fact that her father was able to work hard enough to where they could afford all this stuff, you know, the house and everything, which they can just barely afford. You know? You got to be careful that you're not going to take that anger and point it at your kid when for you the reason could be that maybe you just legally couldn't go to university, or maybe you're one of many people who went to a university overseas, but when you came over, your degree just doesn't transfer. It doesn't translate. The schooling systems are just so different that your master's degree, I don't know if Tokyo U has a master's program, I don't know, but say the equivalent of a master's degree at Tokyo University does not translate to a master's degree with Yale or Princeton or Stanford, and so you can't get into their doctoral programs, you know? It's one thing if that's the reason why you're pressuring your kids so much. Or if, say, you were born in a time period where you legally were not allowed to go because of your race or because of your affiliations, political or otherwise, and now you have the chance, but you can't go anymore because you believe that you're too old now. You have a family, you have a job, you have shit to worry about, but your kids can do it. What I'm trying to say is be very careful not to live through your children because of what you could not do or because of what you could not obtain. Because then they stop being your kids and they start being your mouthpiece. They start being your little puppets, your avatars that you want to walk around in. And when they make a mistake, you double down on them because you're feeling like it's a mistake that they didn't make. You feel like it's a mistake you made, and you're just watching a younger you make it, and you're thinking that if you yell at them and if you pressure them enough, you'll actively alter the course of history. Don't do that. If your kids want to work hard, let them. If they believe they need to take time off because they are buckling under the pressure, let them. If you're going to try and convince them to stay, then at least meet them halfway. There is a middle ground in just about every argument. Middle ground for this, and my family even brought it up. Middle ground. Rather than taking the most efficient route, I couldn't always do the middle ground option because I was going on VA benefits, so I had to maintain 12 credits or higher to, get full coverage and everything. But for people that aren't, here's your middle ground. If your kid is stressing out and they're taking, I don't know, let's say 4 courses for a total of 10 credits, and it's really piling on because the courses are picking up in intensity, and they've just barely managed to make it through the semester, pass it, but they managed to pass. And, their next semester, they've got another set of 4 courses, this time for 12 total credits, and it's got like 2 labs and whatever. Look at your kids and tell them, I'll meet you halfway on this. Cut out 2 of those 4 courses. Take only 2 courses. And if you really, 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 really want to try and get the hard stuff out the way first, only do those 2 labs. I did something similar to that, where I was able to meet my credit requirement at 12 credits, and I had 2 labs. And honestly, it wasn't that hard after a bit because you learn to balance things. You learn to get yourself prepared. So meet your kid halfway, be like, just do the 2 labs for this semester. And then if other classes are offered in the summer, and you can do them online, this is what my parents also, asked me to do and what I actually did do. I did summer sessions. Some of my courses that I would need were available online, so I just did them online. And I was able to come home for the summer, and I just did them online. And if I couldn't come home for the summer, I would stay on the campus and I'd live in the dorm throughout the summer. Spent the whole summer living out the dorm, same as always. Lonely existence. But I did my summer courses. I did my summer session. And that's meeting it halfway, because then you're able to just take that stress off. You're able to just calm down. You're able to breathe. And especially if your kids live alone, at that point, it's all their choice. But if you worry for your kids enough to where you're willing to, snap at them, like this. See, this is also what happens. Your moods will clash. And May, she came back here because she thought everything would be normal or the same or at least somewhat manageable. And, Candace, Candy here, she's being a bit of a bitch. Personally, I would just be like, that isn't funny. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about anything. Why start now? Go off and do whatever it is you do. You know what? Maybe if I'd had more examples of, getting out and making something of myself. No, you do not get to. Maybe you wanted me to get out of here because you never got around to doing, and that's exactly what I'm telling you. Sometimes, now, here's the thing. This is not actually why they wanted May to go to college. We're going to find out the real reason later. After more plot stuff happens. Hold on, let me drink some water. But sometimes it really is just your parent trying to live vicariously through you. And they feel, and despite them not wanting to admit it, they just feel ashamed that you're not exactly like they imagine themselves as being. Maybe I'm just the most recent failure in the line of failures that is our family. I'm leaving. And that's a horrifying moment. But I've had this similar argument, and it ends the same way. And, people want to try and make themselves not feel like shit afterwards, for saying the things they say and doing the things they do. But it just turns into a shouting match, and no one likes it. And again, as I've said, if anything in the game makes you uncomfortable, if it hits a little too close to home and you want to, not have to deal with that shit, just turn off the stream. You've supported me enough just by coming out. Summers! Whoa! Decorations! Girl, you can't mess around on Halloween. Jeez. Wanna hear a new poem? Fuck yeah, bitch. Bats and moons against the gloom. The night is black. I made a snack. Cool. A microwaved pizza I'd saved. Though pizza cold is breakfast gold. That's so true. It really happened. I am not a fan of cold pizza. I'm a fan of breakfast pizza, but not cold pizza. Fuck cold pizza. I don't want no cold cheese. Especially, if your fridge is the kind of fridge where if you don't got a lot in it, stuff freezes over super quick. I hate that shit. Big Halloween fan here. Yeah, me too, obviously. You going to Heartfest? Nah, staying here for the trick-or-treaters. You are a saint. Heartfest is dumb. Really? I love it. I mean, are you 8 years old? No, I'm not. Eh. Summers, I love you. You're awesome. Stay cool. We're gonna find out a lot about your life later on in this game. Alright, old man. Don't touch my pumpkin. Oh, you mean this pumpkin? You mean this pumpkin? You mean this pumpkin? Fuck you. Oh. I don't think there's anything up there. So, yeah. But yeah, point of the story is never live through your kids. Because when they make a mistake, the disappointment you will feel will be far greater than even the most horrible of tragedies that could happen to you. Simply because you're doubling down the amount of, like, spite and hatred that is coming from your disappointment. Like, beating yourself up is one thing, but don't beat your kids up because you can't beat yourself up anymore. Alright. I love this. They tied corn to the pole. That's that small town charm. By the way, I am playing this on PC. I think there's a way for me to get my streams to go through my Switch, but have not figured that out yet. I will try to figure that out, I swear. I have Super Dragon Ball Heroes and I want to play it for you guys. I have Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and if I can manage to get the Supreme Kai of Time stuff, I want to play through that with one of my characters that I want to rebuild for you guys. There's a lot I want to do for you guys, I really do. Breathe some fire already, dude. Howdy. You waiting for someone? Well, I think I'm being stood up. Date? Not the kind you mean. Honestly, a big part of my job is someone calling me, heading out, and then not showing up. You were meeting them at the statue of Saint Rubello. Yeah, the fire-breathing guy. Who, like, ate people. That's a bit of an oversimplification. We worship a god who breathes fire, possibly controls the sun, and ate people. Fucking awesome. Yeah, basically. Cool guy to have a statue of. Outside the church, I mean. Oh, I didn't put it here. But, can't we learn something from Saint Rubello? Breathe fire, eat people, breathe fire. Sure. The statue is part of our Encourage Criminal Acts outreach. This statue is part of our Encourage Criminal... What? It's working. How's the situation? The situation? With Bruce and stuff. We wait and see, and pray. So, I don't know if I'm reading that correctly, but it said, Encourage Criminal Acts Outreach. So is that saying, encourage criminals to act proper? Or is it... I don't know. You gonna go down to Heartfest tonight? No. Maybe. Keep to myself. You should say hi if you're here, if you're there. I'll be there. Okay. Well, we'll see, I suppose. Bruce, you're awesome, and you get done dirty, and I say this every time. Pastor K is kind of likable, but again, I love to hate to love her. The Occult Kids! Hey. Hello. Hey! Traveler from distant lands. You have journeyed far, and it has brought you here, to us. Actually, I walk like 15 minutes from my house. Walk out far from home. We will tell you of your future. But first, be truthful. Tell us, which of these have you seen? A shipwreck, a ghost on a hill, an arrow, broken. Broken? Really? You're all 14-year-old goths. Why am I answering this? The broken arrow, the ghost, the shipwreck. We have actually seen the ghost, I believe. False. You have failed. We cannot help you. You may see us once more, but it is not certain. And then never again. Okay, have fun, kids. Fun is all we have. Do you like practice that talking in turn thing? You're not going to narc on us to the pastor. You're not going to narc on us to the pastor, right? For being out here? Nah. Cool, thanks. So I think if I had come back the next day after the events of tonight, we would actually have gotten... So they're the Pentagram side quest. I don't think you actually get anything for doing their side quest, aside from the knowledge of the pentagrams and maybe like a little thing. But we've already found... But because we're not doing the Greg side mission also, we're not going to find the last pentagram. So, yeah, 15 minutes is the distance from the town center to our house. And we had to be driven there. Really puts into perspective how dangerous this place must be at night. If 15 minutes walking is too far. I remember when I lived alone, there was a convenience store up the road from me. I think walking at my slowest, it took me... Like, I would walk my slowest, walk in, walk around, grab, I think, a milkshake, sometimes candy, and I think because they sold it, I would grab like 1 or 2 energy drinks. Like I would fucking fill up like I was at a grocery store on energy drinks and shit. And I think total time it would take me to go there and come back was around 12 minutes. I'm busy. I'm sorry, but not sorry. It was like 12 minutes. And like, I never really feared walking alone at night. Even when it was like snowy or rainy. I only feared it when football season was happening because we had a lot of... Again, I lived out in the sticks. And so we had a lot of people who identified as rednecks. And, you know, big surprise, but, you know, short black person in the sticks fears rednecks. You know, after my time in Georgia, I had grown to fear all rednecks with like a fucking vengeance. Like I feared these people. I did not know what they were capable of, and I did not want to know. I think Lori is down by the statue. But yeah, I feared these rednecks because I would see them driving at night in their pickups and shit, and someone would drive past me and sometimes they would have their fucking high beams on. It would burn my eyes. And it was painful, and I was like, fuck, you know, these people are fucking insane. It was nuts. But yeah. My babies have left the nest. So I believe it is the next germ warfare thing that lets us talk about the rats. And then, like, you already see them. And then it's towards the end of the game where we get to see the rats again at the abandoned food dock. Anyway. So, yeah. I was afraid of, like, all the rednecks that came around. To the point where if I went out walking, everything is so great and Harfesty. Which is basically less spooky Halloween. Whatever. I just want to head home and get ready for tonight. I could just do that. Or I could wander a bit. Taking the Harfesty air. I gotta get home when I do. Hold on, I think here they are. Molly! Here she is. Yeah, Mall Cop. Mall Cops don't carry guns, mate. Some do, actually. When I went to the Georgia Mall when I was younger, I saw the Mall Cops. They did have... they had this weird thing. One had a taser, had like a stun gun, but the other one had a very clear, like, pistol. It was crazy. I think that's because we had clan members that sometimes were near or inside the mall. Like, somewhere out of their rows, but I think on the outside, I distinctly remember there was a point where there were actual clan members outside the mall at one point. I don't know what they were actually doing there, but still, it was kind of fucking creepy. I think that's why the mall cops had guns, just in case those fuckers did some stupid shit. But anyway, jeez. I guess you need that gun for... What are you doing? Blocking off the road. Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to do that without a gun. You know how many times I've shot someone? No, tell me now. Once. You kill him? No. So you're saying you don't really need it then? You should carry a battle axe. That would be impressive. I'll look into it. That Ferris wheel looks like a nightmare. Thanks, Colleen. That's helpful. What's wrong with it? I don't trust giant load-bearing machines you're going to assemble and disassemble in one day. It's the hit record. We've always had the hit record at the Harfest. Yeah, since 1984. Maybe that's a clue that we should retire it. Shut up, Andrew. Okay, everyone. Let's just take a step back and cool down. We are going to have the hit record at Harfest tonight. Fine, then. I'll send all lawsuits your way. Bring it, Colleen. Like, bring it on, bitch. He's like, bring it on, bitch. I'll eat. Bring it on, bitch. I eat people like you for breakfast. Speaking of eating you, Colleen. Lori! You hyped for Harfest? Harfest is pretty dumb, right? I'm gonna watch a bunch of old Dracula movies from the 60s. That actually sounds really cool. It is. Can I get a pizza too? All to myself. Wow, your life is way more figured out than I did at your age. Really? What were you doing then? Hanging out in nearly every embarrassing place online? Ruining my life. Yeah, hanging out now. Yep. See ya. Later. Lori, you're awesome. Thank God this is not as creepy a relationship with a 14-year-old as you would think. What would have been really creepy is if the devs who made the game said, why don't we make this a hangout and have May go over to Lori's house? Because that would be creepy. Angy Bangy, happy Halloween! Hey, you too. You feeling spooky? Oh, extremely. Can't you tell? Do your spooky face. Angus, you're just smiling. And it's adorable, not scared. His ears went up. Oh. Nice effort, though. Never change you. Oh, you adorable little cinnamon bun, never change. Like, oh, you precious little cinnamon bun, never change. Let's quickly go see if there's anything on the other side. If the teens are down here. I believe the hit cool. Hey! Keep an eye on this little fucker because they're going to get kidnapped. Spoilers. Where is everybody? What? Oh my god, we used to do that. Awesome. Well, you go easy on my street. Deal. And thus... But you know, I don't like loose ends. You will die by the end of the night. Spoiler alert, that kid dies. Brutally, too. Delicious. You know, someone once told me, a doctor specifically told me that drinking energy drinks will kill me. That was 7 years ago. 23, bitch. What you gonna do? You going to Harfest? Nah, gonna watch the game. Is there a game tonight? Well, no, but I was gonna go watch my favorite highlights. Why don't you come on out? Might be good. Stretch your legs, see the parade. Ever seen the game live? Nah, never. Why not Harfest? You never know. Yeah, alright. Yeah, go Smelters. Go Smelters. I love you. I love you too. Seriously, you can't tell me. I want to find an interview with the devs who made the game and just then be like, oh yeah, no, these two were just like the gayest of the gay. All right, let's go see if I think we can do the next Germ Warfare hangout. I think. I want to see if we can. It would be so cool if we could. Because since we didn't do Greg's, we didn't get to go inside the food donkey. So we have no way of getting into it. Is Jeremy Boy... Yep! He's here with the Crust Punks. Hey, Germ. Hey, May. Hey, I'm Scams. Scams? That's Gina. Hi. Hi. I'm Bill Dawn. And I'm Jerm. I'm May. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Bars. Hey, Germ, you coming to Harvest? Maybe. Are you guys going? Yeah, we might hop over. Check out the party. I mean, y'all got ghosts here for real, right? Yeah. What? Little Joe, you know. Bars. Yeah, man, local legend. My man Tapeworm, out in Bright Harbor, he told me he never got off in this town because of the ghost. And that's a load of crap. Okay, Bill Don is probably the most dapper train hopping homeless person I've ever seen. He sneaks into rail yards, into rail yards and snatches out the good and the pure. Well, you kids got nothing to fear then. Damn it, old timer. Oh, he's apparently an old guy. You guys got nothing to fear then. Damn it, old timer. We're pure as the air. Alright, well, I guess I will see you guys there. Nice to meet you. Same, little lady. See ya, Germ. See ya. Germ, you have some questionable decisions. Hey, there's the next pentagram. It's delicious. Alright, I believe we can go into the Snalkin, so let's go into the Snalkin and check that out. It's a very light day. My classes start on the 12th, so I might try doubling up a stream one day, or try and do like a 2-hour stream, you know, try and do something. Hey man, how's things? Good, our fast rush. No one's in here. You missed it. The horror. Oh. I done got horrored. Getting horrored at work is the worst. Getting horrored at work is the worst. When I had a job that one time, I worked the longest night rush. You know, you never mentioned having a job. That's a story for another time. Anyway, you're here now, and I'm here now, and it's a lovely day. And I was worried I'd have to smash these light bulbs all by myself. So what's up? I am very interested in the light bulb smashing. Hell yeah, dude! Shit, I missed. Woo! Boom! Piss off with that. Jeez, man. I missed. I keep missing, but it's because I'm trying to be cool. Piss off with that. Woo! Bam! Woo! Ba-blam. By the way, never do this. Never do this without, like, extreme amounts of protective gear. Ow, jeez! I did the math on how much these cost. You should try hitting it with the bat. Piss off. Woo! 67 cents. Ow. Ah, what the fuck? 67 cents. Yeah, I guess if you mathed it out right, these are relatively inexpensive fluorescent bulbs. Christine is gonna wonder where they all went. I'm out of bulbs. Oh, huh. Yeah! Not strong at Bruce, actually. So what's up? Nothing. Peace. Drinking more of my energy drink. Gotta love it when a game makes you feel really comfy. You know, and if you guys keep up with Twitter, you probably see a lot of memes of Jim like, what's your gaming opinion that'll make people want to kill you? Here's my gaming opinion. A game can be like a movie. Games are a form of art. Like, video games are a form of art, just like movies are a form of art. Thus, a video game that has very cinematic cutscenes or tries to immerse you so much that it's kind of like you're watching a movie, you know, I find those perfectly fine. I love those kind of games. Those kind of games that try and, you know, seamlessly transition from being an experience where you're busy, you know, doing like QT, like if you go from doing QTEs to like outrun like a nuke, and then it seamlessly transitions you into this beautiful, beautiful cutscene where you get to see all this like amazing stuff pop off. For me, that's far better than a game that, you know, is very, how do I put it, like hyper grounded. You know, a game that doesn't try too hard to impress you with what it can do. Like, for me personally, I believe that is limiting yourself hard. Oh yeah, normal clothes. Oh yeah, time to get spooky. Sweet! Witch Dagger! I want a Witch Dagger comic book and or light novel and or manga. Witch Dagger needs its own thing. We need lore. I mean, plus it's a very simple cosplay. All you need is like a really big flowy cloak to cover your arms and a hat with a dagger through it. Though, May, if we're going to talk about cosplay rules, you have to make sure you're as accurate to your source material as possible, and you have the knife pointing the wrong way in your hat. Bad cosplay etiquette. Bad cosplay etiquette. Some cosplays you can go nuts with, you know, be a little creative with, because you have to make sure they work for your body. You know, if you're going to cosplay a character that wears heavy armor, you might not be able to make the armor super bulky. But, you know, yeah. Harfest. It's like Mystery Science Theater. Harfest. Bold squat thrust. Ah, dude, this fucking music is epic. Hold on, who's that up there? Oh yeah, as Witch Dagger, we can't jump. Here we go. Dare you spin the wheel of destiny? Explain. None can explain the wheel, the power of the wheel, save that it is an unknowable circular soothsayer. Oh snap, I'm gonna save the sooth? The sooth shall be saved. Okay, I'm into this. Low spin. Come on, baby. Is your arm injured? It's a little sore lately, actually. I could tell. I see all. Your fortune is your future, a place you will soon be, forever. Okay, that checks out. Your card says much. There's something you want, and you shall have it. And yet, there's something else you desire, and it shall ever elude you. That's peace of mind and sanity. Oh, come on, that's not a fortune. That's just like the human condition or whatever. The cards do not lie. The wheel that chooses the card is unknowable. This is unknowable truth? You have learned much, child. I'm 20. Well, that was interesting. May the wheel ever spin in your favor. Alrighty then. So I believe the next one is even harder than a rhythm game because it involves throwing pies. But we will god diddly damn try. But it's also fun because we get to hit the Homeowners Association. Hold up, Colleen. Hold up, Colleen. How do I get into this thing? God damn it. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Welcome to the Harfest Spectacular Water Balloon Toss. You know what to do, or can figure it out pretty quick. Okay, let's go. a scary spirit, and I've been hit. Gonna haunt you for that. I'm extremely cold and wet. Ah! Oh no, I'm dead. Oh, you hit the evil witch. Ah, which way will I go next? Oh, I'm gonna hex you. Ah! Oh no, I've melted. I'm running away. Oops, I'm the pumpkin. They get individual voices now because they're trying so damn hard. Oh wow, he's actually hard to hit. You hit the pumpkin. You hit the pumpkin. You hit me, the pumpkin. Wet. Rattle, rattle, I'm a skeleton. Clickety clack, you hit my bones. So if you guys recognize this music, it's the same music from the Dreams played by the Dream Quartet. Oh, come on. Stop. Come on. Clunkety clack. Oh, you bitch. Well, that sure was something. On behalf of the Possum Springs Town Council, we urge you to support local business and enjoy the historic home. Possum Springs more... Kathleen, no. More like Awesome Springs. Okay, we're done. Kathleen, we told you no puns. Now you know the rules of our creepy PTA sex cult. You have to go into the chair of punishment for 7 hours. Looking at all the people... Of course there's an asshole on his phone. It's the old fucker. Ah, oh, dude. Hold on. Let's walk around a bit more. I think there's more stuff. Okay, there's not. This is a cool little parade. Now we can help B with a play. And hopefully this will get us back in our panties. I mean, good graces. Hey, hey. What you up to? Seriously? We're putting on this year's Hardfest pageant. Oh, right. Okay. Like, live from the Old Pickaxe. When is this supposed to start? 10 minutes, I think. You think? This is a nightmare. Why do I even agree to this? Chamber Carter's only big for this. Jeez, I hear ya. So May is like super supportive. She's like, everyone owes you everything for everything you do. And B is just kind of a bitch, and it's like, no one owes me anything except the people that I say owe me anything. What? Okay, so here's the thing. You won't have many lines. What? I've had like 3 no-shows. Why? Because this whole thing is stupid and nobody cares about it. B. Please, the fun part. B. Yeah? I will totally save your ass as long as I get to eat it later. I might have this memorized from when I was a kid. Probably not. They rewrote it 6 times in the past 2 years to be spookier. So it's 20% actual history and 80% spooks. You know, that's a decent mix. So it's like fake history. Okay, weird. So it's fake history. It's like the bad remake. It doesn't respect the source material. It starts off normal but gets... Anyway, here's the thing. Sometimes the source material is something you don't want to adapt fully. Take Disney, for instance, would say Peter Pan. If you adapted the actual story of Peter Pan and the Lost Boys for the Disney movie, you would have something similar to Peter Pan and the Pirates, but far more gory. There's a lot of shit in source material that you can't adapt to screens unless you're trying to shoot that age rating up. You got like 5 minutes to look at your lines. I can wing it. May, please don't wing it. Okay. I'm serious about the ass thing. Groceries be like groceries. I love the fucking raccoon tail. Oh, I didn't see you there. Be ye ghost. Are ye here to hear the tale of how Possum Springs came to be? Through the mist of time I see weary fur trappers from 1793. Bars. Brother John. Brother John. Yes, Brother Stephen. From this vantage point I do spy a deep hollow, and within a great dead tree. And besides, with, which is a spring. Blessed are we, Brother Stephen, for truly my throat is parched from the long and arduous travels and carrying these 300 beaver pelts. I just it's like an animation, like a Kirby Otaku animation or something, where like when he says 300 beaver pelts, he just reaches into the front of his pants and like you think he's gonna whip out his dick, but no, it's just like literally a giant pile of beaver pelts. Let us make haste, oh excellent brother. Spare a crust of bread for a needy woman. Haggard witch, horrible to look upon. Cruel young men, ye did not even offer one of thy 300 fine beaver pelts to warm my ancient bones. Oh yes, you know my health insurance doesn't even cover normal shit. Thou art rude and naughty, boys. I shall curse ye and thee, and this very night ye shall perish. I am fearful. Steady, Brother Stephen. I do not venture out into these hills to joust words with a hell hag. Yee-hee-hee! I was born among these trees. You merely adopted it. Neath the harvest moon, and ye shall die under that moon. Brother John, I am frightened. Faith, Brother Stephen. Art thou so easily shaken by the ramblings of an old crone? Come, help me carry these 300 beaver pelts. But little did they know that the witch did not curse in vain. Just start breakdancing during the scene transition. After an unnecessary intermission. Help! Help! Who will help a poor traveler? By the moon and the stars above us, sir, I beseech thee, what is thy problem? I don't know why, but for Greg, I can imagine the voice of Thomas Sanders. You're in this? Yep. Ah, witch! Yep. I swear thee, friend, that is the very... this horrifying crone did curse my brother and I to die. Zoons! We camped by this very spring beneath the dead tree, and even now his body lieth upon the earth, lifeless as a pile of 300 beaver pelts. Oh, it chilleth the heart. I did curse this spring, I did curse this spring, that any man who drinketh from it shall perish. I am slain. I join thee now, Brother Stephen. So, having worked in theater, if you fall off of a stage for like a bit, there's usually mats or stuff behind you. Oh, shit. Hold on. My earbud. Oh no, the protective covering on my earbud fell off. I'm ruining the immersion. There's mats behind, and it's really painful to land on them because they have to be thin so that they're easy to move. So if you land wrong, you're going to bust up your arm. Well, I am also undone, for I have dranketh of the water. Don't leave me here, Greg. Bye. Motherfucker did the splits. And yet, even there, the curse's lust for blood would not be sated. Break dances during the scene transition. Moonwalks off the stage. Most of this episode has been just me ranting and raving. Gaze upon them. Gaze upon these spirits. Brother, we are now ghost. Ah, I am tormented by the accusing glare of 300 ghostly beavers. It would seem that all who die here are cursed to never leave. Doth that witch know what she hath done? Okay, so this store either has a looping counter or something. Crap. Which man is known as path? For what is a ghost? I don't know. For what is a ghost? But that which haunts the empty space that was once full? And once haunted, can a place be unhaunted? And once haunted, can a place be unhaunted? You? From the bus station. Young witch. It is I, the god of the forest. Possibly literally. Just didn't expect you to. Ain't that the way? So, witch, thou hast tarried too long in this world. I banish thee to wander in the night, through the stranger places, with the Demogorgon, and the other stuff that is kind of like the Demogorgon, but not like the Demogorgon Hound. And of course, the Mind Flare. And season 4 is coming out soon. It's still being filmed, but it'll come out soon. Oh God, how did you know? Oh God, how did you know? What? God, how did you know? Young witch, let me speak wisdom to you. We begin, and we end at night in the woods. But that is not the whole of the story. This is your line. Forest God, thou hast no power here. Forest God, you have no power here. Even now thy end beginneth. Ah, my infernal powers! Shh, young witch. Even now the world you know endeth, and who can say what lieth in the world to come? Wow. Beware as you go, for there are ghosts. Ooh, take care. Yeah, I'm gonna get a beer, probably whack it. My name's Joe. Excuse me. And so was founded then this festival. Excuse me, sorry. On Halloween, we shall celebrate the dying of the year and the founding of Possum Springs. Excuse me. I, Mayor Ghost, decree it. The beaver population suffered a decline, and now our biggest exports are corn and pumpkins. We used to be the county seat. Yee! Now leave before I curse all of you. Oh no, audience. And that's our show. Be careful as you leave here, for who knows what may lurk in the darkness. Also, be sure to pick up a flyer on your way out for the Possum Springs Chamber of Commerce. Support your spooky local businesses. I love that May's kind of doing the little like half squint. Like, yeah. That was fun. Jeez, thanks guys. I'm never doing that again. So, what are we doing now? Well, I'm going home. Eating some dinner and we're watching horror movies. Can I come? It's more a date thing. Oh. What are you doing, B? Chamber of Commerce folks are going to the buffet out at the Hand Panther. Kinda have to go. Business stuff. I hate this. But you're good at it. Both of those things can be true. Can I come? No. Okay, well, good night. Night. Abandoned all alone on Halloween. All the trick-or-treating may be done. There's an asshole kid sitting there on his phone. If he gets kidnapped, oh well. This is garbage. Swiggity swooty. I'm chloroforming for that booty. What the? Oh my god. Hey, anyone? Shit. Get back here, you son of a bitch. If only I could jump. That might make this slightly easier. I can see the leaves. Where the hell did he go? Shit. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, fuck you. Okay, so Molly came up the hill. Even in the darkness, she can clearly see May. That might be because they're cats, but still, she can clearly see May, who blends in more with the darkness than anyone. But she can't see the figure on the goddamn hill who is clearly visible? That's some bullshit. May, go home. There's a guy up on the hill. He stole some kid. He looked like a ghost. A ghost, huh? A ghost, huh? Or something like that? May, you shouldn't be out here doing whatever it is you're doing. No one should be out here. But there's this guy. I'll drive you home, May. No! May, now. Wait a minute. I think this is the moment. Oh, yeah, can't head backwards. Can't remember. Is this the one where you get to meet God? I don't remember. But I think I should have headed the other direction. Actually, I don't even think I could. Well, let's keep walking. Ah, man. The well. That was my controller rumbling. Whatever this entity is, it has the ability to make a guttural roar of some kind. So that shit is not kosher. Not kosher. I believe this is the start of the next chapter. What? The Long Fall. Achievement unlocked. What? Say what? And then no one said anything that night. Yeah, not good. Alright, Greg. Hey dude, sorry I couldn't hang last night. Angus says he's sorry too. Band practice today, Taye. Because I'm in charge and I say so. Off to work, bye. Hey man, thanks so much for your help last night. Woke up and realized that I completely imposed in a big way. Thank you, really, I appreciate it. I'll be working cleaning up after last night, if you want to say hello. So, the fact that B was able to, I guess not forgive May, but they're able to not hold a consistent grudge over that shit is really powerful and touching. And you know what's even more powerful and touching? Saving and going back to the menu. I said, you know what's even more powerful and touching? Saving and going back to the menu. That's right, folks. It's been an hour. I streamed on a set time frame. I ate up a lot of time. But we're actually making good time. You know, we're 7 parts in. Usually this game doesn't take that long to finish. As always, the amazing art was done by at Sagittarian on Twitter. Go follow them. They are awesome. They are cool. They are a true G, you know, true homie for life. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be doing another stream on Wednesday and then another one on Friday, I believe. My classes start on the 12th, so Monday is when my streams might slow down. Keep up with me on Twitter if you want to know what my streaming schedule is going to be once my classes start. Typically, when my classes get really intense, what I'm gonna do is I'll maybe make a tweet announcing that we're gonna pause Night in the Woods for a bit, and we might just do either short streams for Duel Links, or I might actually stop streaming things, and I might just start recording videos alone without the stream going and just upload them to YouTube. And if that's the case, I'll let you guys know through Twitter. I say to no one because nobody watches my fucking videos, and that's fine. This is my hobby. I do it for me, but I also want to get some validation from you people because I need it. Anyway, so yeah, as always, thank you for coming out. I am Zyrock, your lovely Half Dragon director. I love you guys. Love yourselves. Trans rights are human rights. So on and so forth. Basic common fucking sense. And remember, like I always say, do something better with your life than what I'm doing right now. Peace!